All right, I think everything's working now. So this is an update to one of the songs, two of the songs actually. Uh, we have 27 songs done, or as far as the acoustic guitar, the drums, and the bass, they're sort of done, and I'm starting to add more stuff to, especially the later songs. They sound better to me, I guess. Um, so I'm gonna show you some cool things that I think are cool. This isn't gonna be like a how-to. It's just more or less of a listen to the sound. So this first song was a song that I actually kind of wrote it pretty quick. Um, yeah, it was one of the last songs I wrote, but I only had a cool riff, which was let's see where that was at. Right here. And it's repetitive and all that fun stuff. There's another part where that riff comes in, and it's like more defined. Instead of me like sort of being subtle and finger picking the acoustic guitar, I decided to go a little more aggressive with the pick. And I had to sort of thin it out because I wanted this guitar to sort of add to the guitar that was already there. So, and now when I hit play and both these guitar parts play, and watch what happens here because this is where I go back into the verse. So it gets a little chill again, if that makes any sense. So I thought that was neat. But I didn't know where to start with the song, so I was playing around with some ideas. Of course, I have the bass isn't really that complicated. It more or less follows the acoustic guitar on both the chorus and the verse. So it's just a foundation. You can hear some of the reverb in the background. So, but anyway, I didn't know how to like kind of start this song, so I was like, what do I do? So I was finagling, and I came up with this little riff right here. And so I played that along with the main riff, and I thought this could work. This might be something cool. But um, um, it actually plays with the guitar verse later on. But at first, it only plays by itself. But this other chord comes in. It's not a progression. It's just a simple two note power chord with some delay. And of course, Pro Tools. But you get the idea. So it does that a few times. Let me go in here and adjust something. Oh, no, I'm good there. So anyway, when these two sounds come together, all right. So now where it all comes in, I got the drum beat up here, which starts right in this area, and then when you have everything come in, this is what you kind of get. All right, so then the chorus comes in right here, and I think that's it for the rest of the song. Yeah, I don't have like a long extension at the end of the song like I usually do. I'm trying to kind of get away from that so I don't plagiarize myself. But so the chorus is a lot different. It's I wouldn't know how to describe it, but it's an acoustic guitar. So let me go ahead and play you the acoustic guitar with the bass and the drums. Actually, I'll play you the bass and the drums by itself. And it's the same thing there. So very simple beat, and then the acoustic guitar just by itself is right. Oh, come on. All right. Actually, it starts before. And that part right there is kind of like the after the chorus that I still need to put some sort of lead in there. I'm gonna do a lot more leads in this album, like I did with the last album, like the post-chorus leads. I like that a lot. I'm not a good soloist, but I like to think that I'm a good lead guitar player. But this is speaking of leads, this is the lead for the chorus. I don't know if you noticed that, but when I listened to it like it is, my brain set up a rhythm, and as soon as the drums came in, it completely changed the rhythm of that. This is how it starts with the drums, actually, is to give you a better idea of what it actually is supposed to sound like. Let me start before that chorus. And then after this sort of post-chorus thing, this is where the verse. Sorry about the AC unit, by the way. This is the verse that kind of, it doesn't start the second verse, but it's sort of like a post-chorus. If that makes any sense. So yeah, that's that. It's sort of my Caribbean cruise version of, and I keep joking about that on Facebook. But a lot of these songs have that sort of that feel to it, and I don't mean to. I'm not like itching to get on a cruise ship and play any sort of that'd be cool actually, but that's not what I'm going for. But for some reason, all my music has that sort of vibe. Sounds pretty to me, so I go along with it. But so this song is a little bit different. Now this is the one I posted the other day, but this is like the whole of the song for the most part. So it's kind of one of the longer songs, and I don't know like exactly what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know if I'm gonna add lyrics or or what. So, but it's kind of neat. It has a cool intro, but then it has sort of like this kind of country, weird Western vibe that I can't wrap my head around yet. But this is how it starts. And you got the guitar that's on the left side. This guitar is going to come in, and that's going to be on the right side. All right, so that happens, and yesterday I came up with this riff right here, and I know it was like 2 nights ago, and it just sounded so cool to me, and at first it didn't make sense in the song, but then it acted as such a great segue into the chorus, which is completely different from what you just heard. So, and of course you have the drums that come in right when this riff comes in, but I'm just going to play this little guitar lead. I thought it was really cool sounding, and it's not gonna sound that cool like by itself, but like in the mix with everything else playing it kind of makes sense. Alright, so now with the drums and with the other guitar playing, it makes more sense. This guitar right here, the one that came in a little bit partway through the first, like through the intro rather, that goes away when this other guitar comes in. So check this out. All right, so that's that, and so then it goes on to the chorus, which I throw a lot of drums in here, bongos, shakers. So this is like the drums for the chorus. And give me 1 second because I have to stop this video because I gotta clear some hard drive space. Alright, I am back. I might have to do this a couple more times because I got almost no hard drive space. But anyway, you have the bongos and the tambourine and this crocodile and this udu, which I don't think I used the udu, but I love this crocodile sound. I've been trying to use it for a while and I couldn't find a good thing to use it in. But so if I hit play... it's subtle, but it works. Then of course the bass you have right here. All right, so now you have the chorus, and it's just these two acoustic parts right here. Actually, let me start from back here. And so once that chorus ends, it does. There's this guitar riff that I throw in during the verse, and I made it louder in this part because I don't want. I want the chorus to end, but I want that guitar riff to come in to set the bass up, because it's the same riff. It's just the bass sounds like it's slapping and popping, and so you have this guitar lick right here. And so when the chorus ends, it does this. And of course you have the bass that slides down, and the bass is going to slide down into this sort of like funk sound. So check this out. And I'm playing just the bass right here. Alright, so with the drums, it does this. And this little acoustic guitar little picking I did was like the first thing I came up with for the concept for this verse. Everything else kind of fell, and everything else kind of became the way it was because of this little simple ditty right here. And so now all together, oh, and by the way, that little guitar riff that comes in here again. See, what I wanted to do with the guitar there is I didn't really want this guitar I just played for you right here. I didn't want that to necessarily be prominent. I wanted that to sort of accentuate the bass. The bass, I already like the groove. And so I wanted this guitar to sort of give some space to the bass, if that makes any sense. So let me play that whole thing from you, starting from like sort of the end of the chorus. And you can, another thing I forgot to point out was just the guitar sort of changes, that emphasis guitar or whatever, it changes at the end. So you can see how everything sort of, all my instruments, whenever I write, I always try to make everything support each other. I didn't grammar that right, but you get what I mean. I try to make everything sort of fit with each other. Even when the song, or even when the guitar riff or whatever that I use sounds different, I still try to make it fit. So anyway, the whole song ends. It does a verse, chorus, verse, and then it does this last part. And this is a video I uploaded yesterday. But again, I'm doing a whole one again today. So once it ends, that cool little idea that I came up with earlier, instead of having that come in later on, because I'm playing like actually I'll just show you. Whenever the song basically after it does this verse, chorus, verse stuff, it starts off again with its chill riff, which is right here. So it does that again, but what I decided to do, because originally when the last chorus ended, it ended like this. This is what it sounded like. And that was it, and it was kind of boring, and I was like, this isn't gonna work for me. So what I did, my friend Jeremy gave me an idea to sort of add to the end of the song, and I misinterpreted his advice, and I ended up doing something completely different. And I kept that, but this is the thing that he showed me. He with that little riff, the first thing is with that main intro riff, he wanted me to like add something an octave higher. And right now you have on the left side this chill riff. Well, I ended up adding this double. And then I have these weird drums in here, the Udo, and it has sort of that. If you listen to Tool, you'll know the sound. So it's subtle, but it was cool. It was another drum sound that I've been wanting to use. But anyway, once that chorus ends, it goes right back into this cool idea that I had. That was not expected. That is not what I wanted. Oh my god, where's that? Anyway, I don't know where. A lot of times in Pro Tools, if you hide a track and you don't make it inactive, it will still play in the background. And as you can see, I have 1,000 things going on here. So I'll find out wherever that track is. That wasn't supposed to happen. But so you get the idea. It does that cool little intro. It does its other intro. And then the sound that you heard, I'm going to play it for you with some context here. Excuse me. Another thing that I do too is for this intro riff, I that octave higher that I played, I actually add something else to it. I change what it is. And then it changes right here too, towards the end. Oh, it just gets quieter. But here's the main end lead that plays, the main end melody. And then the last thing that comes in is these two guitar melodies. This is the octave above these. And then this guitar kind of does something different. You hear it. So it's very repetitive at that part, but because it's not part of the main mix, it tends to sort of blend in. So Here is everything. And that is Acoustic 43. That is the name of the song now. The other thing, I might have one more song. Yeah, there's one more song. It's just something I did today when I woke up, real quick. And I thought it was really cool. It sort of reminded me of like a Queensryche sort of vibe, if that makes it. If anybody listened to Queensryche back in the day, and it had there was a song called Della Brown that I think the inspiration for this solo that I came up with, that's where it came from. I didn't try to copy it. It wasn't until afterwards I was like, oh shit, that sounds like Della Brown. But it's this song right here. There's not much to it right now. It's just it's got the acoustic guitars. And of course the bass, drums. Now, I did something different with the bass in the second verse where I did this. Alright, and I ran out of hard drive space again. So you get the idea with the bass. So the thing I'm having a hard time with this song right now is how it transitions into the chorus. Without this lead guitar that I found, it's fine. But when it comes in, I feel like I need to do something to the verse to sort of prep you for what's about to happen in the chorus. But the problem is I love the chorus the way it sounds with this extra lead in. So it's just going to take some time. I got to figure out how to merge. But this is before that lead. It has a cool like lead in. Well, here's the lead by itself. Alright, so now this is everything together. So prepare your brain to not expect the best here. Then it ends right here. I'm going to play you the solo real quick by itself, and then I'm going to play everything. And you'll hear, if you're a Queensryche fan, you'll hear what I'm talking about. So I know you're like, that was shitty. That sounded like fucking garbage. But in context, it all makes sense. So check this out. definitely has a Della Brown feel, so I'm gonna have to make sure that my lyrics have nothing to do with a homeless woman walking the streets of, fuck, I don't know. I always think Boston because that's where I listen to that band a lot. But that's it. There's a end part to this song. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep the song as it is or add this end part, but it's here for now, and here it is. You can tell I haven't even put any drums in here worth anything. I don't like to use the tempo a lot. I use drums, a basic drum beat to help me write better. But yeah, right now I don't have anything for that. But that's an update. This is 3 out of the 27 or 28 songs that we've been working on. So, all right, peace out.